Hello. Welcome to everyone joining us. You can see some of your comments here. Hey. Thanks for joining us, Pippi. We're going to be reading the rest of the story today. All right, I'm going to do it. Hello. Welcome everyone who's joining us. I'm sorry it's a little bit messy at the background. Go ahead and turn this off. Wait for a few more people to join us. There we go. So today I'm actually going to probably read the whole story because we have a little bit more time today. I got a little bit distracted yesterday. But we have this What If Monster series from Michelle Nelson Schmidt. Can you see it? I'm like trying to remember how to work this camera. So she is a sweet author. She's actually going to be joining us tomorrow for story time. And she has her own story time live every Wednesday night. So you should definitely check her out. I will share her link so everyone can see her story time live tonight, and then she'll be joining us tomorrow. So if you think of any questions you want to ask her about any of her characters or anything like that, you can definitely share those on our page and our event, and we will share those with her tomorrow. All right, so we have this first book. These are early reader books, and I just want to tell you a little bit about them. So the first one in the series is she's doing 18 of these books in 18 months. That means she has to write a new book every month. And I got special permission from her to share these when we knew that we were going to be home from school. I thought she'd be the perfect person to share. So we have the first book, A New Friend for Jonathan James. That's what we've been reading. That's what I started yesterday, but again, I'll probably restart that one. We have book 2, which is Sebastian and the Wobbly Words. And we have book 3, which is Super Sam and the Big Secret. And I think book 4 should be shipping soon, possibly. So I will share that when it comes in. But we have these here at the store. So if you're interested in them, I can deliver them to you, or you can do curbside pickup. These books are really great because they are early reader books, so they're perfect for everyone. But another thing that I really like about them, 2 things that I think are really important, is I do also have them in Spanish. So if you're a Spanish reader, whether you're learning Spanish or that is your first language and you want to read them, we do have them. Oh, also, she signed everyone, so you get a special signed copy from us here. We are one of the first bookstores to start carrying her books. So the other thing that's really important to me that she's done is she also has this special font here that is helpful for kids who might see words a little bit wobbly. It's called dyslexic friendly font. So if that's something that you might find helpful, you'll see that these kind of have a weighted bottom there, so they might be a little bit easier for you to read. Sorry, that's kind of creepy. Just my lips there. But so we are gonna start now. I'm gonna start from the beginning because yesterday's story time was a little bit wonky. I got a little bit distracted by some things going on. So I think we have enough time for me to read this pretty quickly. I'm also not doing it in YouTube, so it's not backwards. So this is the What If Monster chapter book series, book 1, A New Friend for Jonathan James. Some of you might be familiar with Jonathan James from his What If Monster, Jonathan James and the What If Monster actual picture book, but this is still a good introduction. So here is the What If Monster, introducing, ta-da! He's fluffy, he helps with worries, he's like having your own personal superhero. He probably deserves a cape. He has stripy arms, and he's green. There's a color picture you can see. And there's one down here in the corner. You should be able to see it. Ooh, the other way. There we go. All right. Chapter 1. Jonathan James worried about a lot of things. He worried almost all of the time. Luckily, he had his What If monster by his side to help him. Jonathan James watched Sam standing on top of the monkey bars at recess. She was the bravest girl in the second grade. I'm queen of the mountain, cried Sam. She sat on the bars, locked her legs, and hung upside down. The other kids laughed and cheered. Go, Queen Sam! There's a picture of Sam. And Miss Michelle draws all these pictures. She creates all these characters and draws all the pictures. It's a lot. She writes all the words for these books. Jonathan James stayed quiet, but watched and smiled. Why don't you go over there and play with her? The What If monster asked. Are you kidding? What if she doesn't even know my name? What if she thinks I'm the goofiest kid in class? What if I walk over there and trip and fall down right in front of everybody? No, thank you. I don't think any of those things will happen. I think we need to play the game, said the What If monster. When Jonathan James got to worrying about all the terrible things that might happen, they played the What If game. Jonathan James had to admit that it always made him feel better. It says the crazy game of good what ifs. Okay, let's try, he said. The What If monster clapped his hands. Goody! Tell me the best, craziest things that could happen if you make friends with Sam. What if it's the championship baseball game, and one of Sam's teammates get abducted by aliens? And what if I volunteer to play and hit a home run? And what if I help Sam's team win and Sam declares me the most valuable player? And what if the whole team carries me away on their shoulders cheering for me? There's pictures of what that's like. Aliens! Home run! Yay! Oh, that's a good one. Kind of makes you forget about those bad what ifs, doesn't it? Asked the What If monster. You're right. I'm going to think about all the good what ifs and go talk to Sam. Be brave, be brave, be brave. Chapter 2. We're going through this pretty quick, huh? Jonathan James took a deep breath and walked up to Sam. He tapped her on the shoulder. She turned around, but had a funny look on her face. Be brave, Jonathan James whispered to himself. Hi, Sam. I'm Jonathan James, and Just then, the recess bell rang. Sam turned around and ran inside. Jonathan James stood there alone. Sam had run away. He bit his lip and he tried not to cry. There she is running inside. The What If monster ran up to him. Well, what does Sam say? Are you going to play after school? Leave me alone. I'm never playing a dumb game again. Jonathan James ran inside. By the time Jonathan James got back to class, he was feeling bad about yelling at his furry green friend. But then he saw Sam and he got angry all over again. He looked away. He couldn't believe he had ever thought Sam would want to be his friend. He avoided Sam the rest of the day. It was the longest day of school ever. Finally, it was time to go home. Their school ends at, can you tell me what time it is on the clock? And look at this fun classroom. It says, welcome to second grade. In this class, we stick together. That makes me laugh because it's a cactus. There's Jonathan James getting ready to go for the end of school. Now we're on chapter 3. Woo, going fast. Jonathan James packed his book bag slowly as all the other kids left. He didn't want to talk to anyone. He went outside and walked down the sidewalk to go home. The What If monster jumped out of the bushes. Hey, what happened? Jonathan James looked over at his friend. The What If monster had only been trying to help. I'm sorry I yelled at you. I was upset because Sam ignored me and ran away, said Jonathan James. Oh, that is bad. I'm so sorry, said the What If monster. Wait up! Just then they heard a voice yelling from behind them. Hey, Jonathan James, wait up! Sam was running towards them. Jonathan James froze. He wanted to run away or hide in the bushes. The What If monster whispered, What if you're brave again? What if you can do it? I know you can. Maybe you'll hit a home run. Hey! Jonathan James took a deep breath and nodded. Hi, Sam. Do you want to walk home with us? Yes, I do. I wanted to talk to you all day, but I couldn't get your attention. I'm sorry I ran away from you at recess. I had to get to the nurse's office right away. Sam had been trying to talk to him all day? I thought you didn't want to be friends with me, said Jonathan James. No, I think you're cool. I mean, you're really good at math, you have awesome hair, and you're the only kid I know who has a monster for a friend, Sam said. A giant smile spread across the What If monster's face. Think we can all be friends? Asked Sam. What If monster, he's smiling. He's pretty happy, huh? Now it was Jonathan James' turn to smile. Big. I'd love that. Great. Ask your mom if you can come to my house after school tomorrow, said Sam. I will. Hey, why did you have to go to the nurse? Sam looked down at the ground. I'll tell you if you promise not to tell anyone. Do you guys know why? Do you have any ideas? Let's see. Of course, I promise, said Jonathan James. Ooh, she pulled her hair back to show a piece of plastic. Can you see in the picture? A piece of plastic behind her ear. Jonathan James and the What If monster moved in closer to look. What is that? He asked Sam. It's a hearing aid. I have one for each ear. The batteries were going dead. I had to go to the nurse to put in new batteries. I had to hurry, or what? Asked Jonathan James. Or I wouldn't be able to hear. I'm deaf and can't hear without my hearing aids. None of the other kids know, and I'm scared they'll make fun of me if they find out, Sam said quietly. Jonathan James couldn't believe it. The bravest kid he knew was scared of what other kids would think of her. Sam, I don't think you have to be scared of telling the class. As a matter of fact, we can teach you a great game that will help you be brave. Jonathan James winked at the What If monster, and the What If monster grinned back. And that's the end of the story. Have more adventures with the What If monster. Look at this. Join the author every Wednesday at 7:30 for Storytime Live. Look, she already put it in the end right there. So I will share the link. She also has lots of free downloads at whatifmonster.com. So you can join her again on her Facebook for Storytime Live. She does the same thing. She's going to be reading her own stories, and she reads a few other stories as well. These books, she has lots of books tons of books, um, that are available through Usborne representatives, Usborne Books, and more representatives. And here at the bookstore, I carry her chapter books. I have a few other books that I have left over that are used copies as a used bookstore, but for the most part, we just have her early reader series. And you can check out free downloads, games, coloring pages, things like that at whatifmonster.com. All right. And if you guys have any questions, she's going to be joining us tomorrow for this story time, and we'll have some questions. I'm not sure what story she'll read, but I'm going to follow up with her and see if she has any information. Thanks so much for your messages. I can see a few over here, so I will share one or two. This is a great time for me. I really appreciate you joining me. It makes me happy, and I love it. And I'm going to switch this so you can see this instead. You can do